give up. Yeah, we're going up. Next floor is us. You're riding with us.
Hello? Right, basically, I called you because I couldn't be asked to type still on the farm, right? I've got good news. Oh shit, yeah, I've got stream. Basically, I can race. I've got my wheel sorted. Alright, in a bit, bye.
Get up, get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, right now. Think about it till we black out. Black out, black out, black out, black out. So get the fuck up.
baby, you're not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now, and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me. Oh.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. Now, when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again. 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 I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again. So we can fly again. So we can fly again. So we can fly again.
The team scored.
We can fly again.
I don't know, he got better today. Smoky Devil's running late, but that's the only one that I'm aware of. Yeah, but that's the thing, that's why I'm trying to teach him how to play it properly, so it's not a bunch of kids just running around.
Atomic particles traveling near the
Because on the
speed
minute,
of light
yeah, but
do
then if
decay
you've got the
more
ball,
slowly
and he's not just
than
like kids running
stationary
around,
particles.
he's
As
got a bit of
strange
know
and
what to do.
counterintuitive as it seems,
follow
time
everybody else.
dilation is a law of nature.
Jamie. Anyway, we're well.
I could have ran my head into a wall yesterday.
Well, you got some training there.
Yeah, he looked really enthusiastic. He kept looking at my mentor like he flushed his hamster down the toilet.
What is he?
Stripping out accident damaged cars.
Traveling close to the speed of light is a kind of elixir of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
Knockhill, sorry, I was just noticing that we can still be heard on the chat, so I apologise to everybody that has heard us on the chat. And either way, we are live and ready to go. Knockhill then is the race for tonight, is the track for tonight, the finale of the British Touring Car Championship here at Simplay Motorsport, and it could not be tighter. 5 drivers in with a chance to win. 3 drivers really in with a chance to win. We've just lost Dan. We hope to get Dan back in, and then we hope that we can get Smokey Devil in, who's just running a bit late. Might not make race 1, but we should be back in for race 2, he said. So we hope we can get Dan in, and we hope we can get Smokey Devil back in as well. But I'm Mathew Duffin, as always, joined in the commentary box by Jamie Brasier. Jamie, how are we?
I'm very well, thank you, Matthew. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Knockhill. Don't see it that often on Project Cars. A very special circuit to us British touring car fans. What does it mean for the drivers tonight?
It's a very challenging short circuit. Very, very, very easy to get it wrong. It's quite a roller coaster of a track as you watch Jay come up the start straight, and he's then about a plummet downhill through Duffin's dip.
Yep. We've nicknamed it tonight. It is Duffer's Dip, but we have renamed it to Duffin's Dip after my last name. But yeah, Jamie, like you say, roller coaster of a circuit, very challenging track, and as Jay's just done there, it's very easy to get it wrong.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to get it wrong through the chicane and through that corner as well. Very easy just to dip it in the gravel. So when we watch the touring cars around here, it's quite easy for them to make a mistake around here as well. But it's a very short lap, and quite a lot of overtaking opportunities, and normally a very good track if you're in a rear-wheel drive car.
Normally it is. You say it's normally a rear-wheel drive car track, but the qualifying record is Rory Butcher of a 50.4 in the real world in a touring car, and Ash Sutton has the race lap record in 2020 when he was in his Infinity. So there you go, rear-wheel drive for you. The circuit, 1.27 miles, 8 corners for them to challenge. The drivers to take on Duffin's Dip into Leslie's, then you've got McIntyre's and Butcher's into the Black Circle chicane, then you've got Clark's and Hislop's, the slight little bend before coming to the Taylor's hairpin, where we've seen many ascending manoeuvre in the past, Jamie, in the real life world, and I'm expecting we're going to see a few tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a very good corner to send on to see Craig go up into 5th. I remember Ash Sutton having a massive accident back in 2015, I think it was, back when it was Formula MSA.
Do you remember, I think it was Tom Ingram back in his Ginetta GT4 days, didn't get off the line and got ploughed into, because the start line here is on the brow of a hill, isn't it? The leaders are over the hill and at the back of the pack. Maybe not tonight, because you only get 12 cars on Knockhill on this game, but in the real world. And Tom Ingram, I think, stalled on the line and got absolutely demolished by the back. I can't remember who hit him, but it was a nasty accident.
See, normally the touring cars, see the hairpin that Cobb's just gone around. No, the guys at the back of the grid normally starting up on entrance to that hairpin. As Cobb's now just gone quickest by 700ths of a second.
So what's the situation for tonight? Well, let me tell you. 3 drivers really in for a shout. 5 drivers, though, can still mathematically win it. This man, Cobb, leads the way. 1 point clear of Fury. Cobb does have his 100 litres of fuel. Let's check if Fury does as well while we're going through this list. Jay does, so that's another one that we've checked. Fury does as well. Jay is 3rd place. Jay is 11 points behind Cobb, 10 behind Fury, so he's got it all to do. Dan worked his way back into the top 4 last week after his first win of the season. 32 behind, still within a shout, because 54 points you can score. Dan and Nick the Villa, who are 32 and 34 points behind. Normally when you're about in that 40 points mark, you go in, oh, it's really over. You know, it's going to take something drastic. 32 and 34 points is doable. John Boy then is 6th place. He can't win it. Neither can Craigie in 7th. Gary is in 8th. Can't win it. Neither can Smoky Devil in 9th, who we hope can get in before race 1. Luke Emplaver in 10th. He's back this week. Lucas Roth 11th, Welshie 12th. So we've got the 3 Scottish drivers on home soil as well. And then Matt Bozzy Boy did finish in 13th place. DJ Phil finished 14th with Bryn 15th. Mazda 16th, Monkey Boy 17th, and Andy brought up the rear. And Jamie, it's been a season of ups and downs if you're this man, especially more than the others.
Oh yeah, definitely. Last week was a bit of a roller coaster for this man. He was on his roof in qualifying. He got sent to the moon in race 1 and then managed to win race 2.
What's he got to do tonight, and what has John Boy got to do? Sorry, Nick the Villa got to do to put the pressure on. Surely they've got to get a pole position here. Surely they've got to go for a fastest lap, because every point for these two that you see on the screen now matters.
Oh yeah, every point matters for you two. They've got to go for fastest lap, pole position, race win. The only problem is they might say, with Nick being a bit further back, he's going to be on it a bit more than Dan. And if these two are together on the track, you might see them come to blows a bit.
Now, a lot of people say that the Megane is an overpowered car and is dominant. When Smoky Devil turns up, we only actually have 6 Meganes on the track. So testament to Gary and to Craig, John Boy, Emplaver, Lucas Roth and Dan for not getting it. We've only got 1 BMW and 1 Astra. We've got 4 Mercedes-Benz out there.
Yeah, we have. Say Emplaver's done well, considering he's not too familiar with a lot of the British circuits, unlike everyone else on the track. I see Gary on the grass just coming out of chicane, gets out of the way of everyone. See Nick the Villa ghost in there. That'll be because Dan. Yeah, Dan
left the lobby. Yeah. Jamie, this man here, I want to take your attention back to a few years ago, an old league we used to race in where we all met. This man, we did do you remember the special event we did at Knockhill?
No, I don't.
Did a special event at Knockhill for the Group B and the Group A boys. We did it basically, those who'd come down from Group A into Group B got to race Knockhill, and those who'd gone up from Group B got to race Group A. Gary won, because if you remember at the time, we ran 6 cars. We ran the Ginetta GT5, ran the Formula Rookie, Ginetta Super Cup, Clio Cup, and we ran the Porsche GT3, and we ran the touring cars. Gary won 6 out of 6 races and really took it to a guy called AMH. Not by doing that, he didn't, but he won 6 out of 6 races on default setups. That was back in the day. What can Gary do tonight in a BMW?
At the minute, he's not really doing a lot. He's last at the qualifiers so far, but look at the gaps between everyone. It's 1.8 covering the top 11, and it's only 1 second covering the top 4. But everyone's quite close together. There's no one massively in front. Well, Jay's near enough 4/10 in front of Nick Villa, but no one's massively off the back. Everyone's kind of in the same pace bracket.
One man who's not going to be enjoying qualifying at the minute is Fury. John Boy can't win the title, but Fury especially, a point behind Cobb, but currently down in 7th place. Now, it is a short lap. Smoky Devil might be able to get out for a lap as well, but Fury, Jamie, really seems to be struggling in this qualifying session.
Yeah, he does. He's just probably not found the correct line around here. It's as we said at the start, it's a very, very difficult track to get right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, as you see him get on the dirt there.
If he qualified, if he stays 7th, what's he got to do in the race?
He's just got to try and keep his nose clean. Try it. Say Jay's on pole. He's got to hope that Nick Lavilla takes the win, because Nick Lavilla is the person who's the furthest behind at the minute, and at the top 3. He doesn't want Jay to win. He doesn't want Cobb to win. If anything, he wants Emplava to him. But all he's got to do is just keep his nose clean, keep picking people off when they make mistakes, and round this track, it would say it's going to be quite easy for people to make mistakes. You can see Smoky Devil coming towards the chicane. Fury's now 2/10 up on his fastest lap. Is this going to could put him above Dan and John Boy and put him on the row behind Cobb?
Yeah, directly behind Cobb, if his time is good enough, and it is good enough for P5, and Dan can't answer back in the background, but they all get one last lap, apart from Jay, Nick Lavilla, Cobb, and Craigie, and Smoky Devil, who's just gone straight on the chicane, so his time is done then. And unfortunately, didn't get to the lap in. Evening to PN Motorsport and to DJ Phil in the chat. DJ Phil sadly missed the cut-off for the top 12. Lucas Roth down in 7th. Just goes ahead of John Boy at the end. Good evening to Digger as well. Who's the next man to finish a lap in qualifying? I'm not quite sure. It's Gary, who is 9th place and needs, Jamie, some 4 attempts to get himself on the back of John Boy, Lucas Roth and Dan.
Yeah, let's see what he does as he comes across the line. He doesn't.
No improvement. Dan's backed out of his lap in the background. Fury goes ahead of Emplava. So now we'll start alongside Cobb instead of directly behind him. Emplava doesn't improve. Welshie doesn't improve either. And it was a very slow on Orthodubs that didn't finish his lap. But if you're WSRCJ, Jamie, you are a very, very happy man, because that puts you 10 points behind Cobb already. Talk us through this grid.
So on pole position is WRCJ, 2nd place is Nick Lavilla, 3rd is Cobb, 4th is Fury, 5th Emplava, 6th Unorthodox, 7th Lucas Roth, 8th John Boy, 9th Gary, Welshie 10th, Craigie 11th, and Smoky Devil 12th. Lucas Roth, the best of the Scottish drivers so far, so he can take a bit of pride in that.
No, the best Scottish driver out there on the grid. 12 drivers in this race one. A 20-minute race, no pit stops, as it has been all season. Good evening to Forzy in the chat. And good evening to Fury's granddad as well. 13 people currently watching. Guys, girls, let's hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to hit the bell to be notified. GT3 action coming up hopefully this week. We have got a few people missing because they're at Goodwood. So we don't know if it is going ahead yet. We are trying to find out as soon as possible to let you know to whether it will be postponed. But Silverstone Classic is the destination. So we stay in Britain for a triple header of British racing this week before Jamie. And I'm sure you're looking forward to this one, the F2 on Sunday evening.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I try and catch a stream because I'm actually at Snetterton.
Oh, you miss? Oh, you and PN both miss. No Prema Motorsport.
No, PN's able to make it back. I might be able to make it back. I'm not 100% sure yet. But yeah, I'll be at Snetterton for the British GT this weekend.
That's a fair point, actually. I'm at Donington.
Cobb's got his 100 litres in, Fury's got 100 litres in, and North Tubs has got his 100 litres in. Now,
the stream on Sunday might be at 8 o'clock. Because I'm also at Donington, VIP, for the Ferrari Challenge. Thanks to my lovely boss, Dave Richardson. Dave, if you're watching, very good evening to you. Like and subscribe. I'm at Donington, yeah, or hopefully at Donington. So, yes, evening to Jiffers in the chat. F2 says PN, evening PN, and Mummy D says Fury's granddad, and I'll be back in time. What are you doing? You're taking one of the GT cars and racing home, PN? Jamie, you ought to do the same. Probably a Ferrari now in PN. But here we go then, Jamie. The penultimate round of the season. We're about to be lights out and away It's green and go, and look at Jay getting an absolute demon start off the line. The rest kind of get an average start. Gary 131 looking to use the best of that BMW's potential, and down into Duffin's dip they come for the first time. Gary's already up to 6th place, and down they come through the hill and the chicane, all nice and tidy and clean. And Dan has dropped back to P8 off the line already, but Jay there, Jamie, got a demon start. Nick Lavilla now pressuring the back of him, huge wiggle, and Gary off in the gravel. Lucas Roth gives him a bit of a tap as he went wide as well.
Yeah, he did. Nick Lavilla's gone wide, so this is going to present Cobb an opportunity to get into that 2nd place. Nick Lavilla is on the ground. Cobb's up alongside of him. He's going to look for a move into the chicane. Who's latest on the brake? Cobb. Nick Lavilla tries to hang it round the outside, but Cobb's just going to show him the gravel is him and Fury.
Fury a tap up the rear of Nick Lavilla, and that's put them both off and tumbling down the order, and they want to make sure they rejoin safely. A flash of the lights from Fury there is now Dan's coming past. Evening to Fury's mum and Mummy D in the chat, and Lucas Roth now up into P4 in his Mercedes-Benz, and it's Jay from Cobb, from N Plavet, from Lucas Roth, and through Leslie's they come now. You have to say there that for Nick Lavilla and Fury, a bit of a catastrophic moment, especially if you're Fury.
Especially for Fury, I think that's John Boy who just launched himself off the curb, and he's lost a position to Welshie. So Welshie up in 8th place, so good start for Welshie. Nick Lavilla now looking all over the back of Lucas Roth. He's got the run down the inside. Is he going to be later on the break? Fury looking at the inside of Dan as well.
Lucas Roth round the outside, trying to hang it side by side. Nick Lavilla and Lucas Roth are side by side as they come up and over the brow of the hill. Excuse me, once again. And Lucas Roth doing absolute bits at the minute to try and stay side by side. He's going to be on the outside for turn 1. And he's not yielding, is Lucas Roth. Bit of a tap from the 2 drivers there. Down Duffin's dip they go. Still side by side. And Fury now barges Lucas Roth out of the way and says, excuse me, I'm coming through.
Yeah, he sensed the opportunity and took it. And you can see Gary on the back. And that's Emplava off wide. Fury's off wide. Well, she's off wide. They're all going wide. They're all going
wide at the chicane, and John Boy now up the inside of Fury, and that's a tap on the back of Fury, and they both managed to hold on to it. Gary down in 10th place, not able to capitalise at the minute, but he gets alongside Welshie now as they come towards a hairpin. Past Welshie, past John Boy. Does he try and send one on Fury? No, he doesn't, but Welshie nearly set one into the back of Gary's boot lid there as Jay and Cobb checking out front. And Plava, though, has now just lost 3rd place on the timing screens. Nick Lavilla must just slightly be in front and then can't keep it up the inside. Nick Lavilla pushing Jamie to get back in that top spot.
Yeah, he really is pushing Fury. He's now back on Dan. Lucas Roth, I think, made a bit of contact. There is Emplava. Oh, there's massive contact there. Emplava got up on the curb, got 2 wheels on the curb, and Lucas Roth just got caught out by it. Dan got caught out, and Gary spun it again.
A huge wiggle. Did he catch John Boy there? He did, who just narrowly avoids Emplava. And Gary dropping down the standings down to P11. And Craig E will be the next car to pass him. But what mid-pack drama this. Fury then right on the back of Lucas Roth as Lucas Roth breaks late, locks up into the hairpin corner, gets away now though. The top 3 are away, and Lucas Roth just outside the podium has a rather fired up Fury, if you will, right on the back of him.
Yeah, Fury's looking every which way to get past that blue and white Mercedes. He's going to try and go for the run. He's gone to the outside. He's going to go for the cut back here. He gives Lucas Roth a tap up the rear. That's not going to work.
Up the chicane they come then for the 5th time in this race. Fury a little wide there. Curbs are lawless, says PN Motorsport around this track. And Fury just now has to be patient behind Keegs and wait for his opportunity to come as Keegs then starts to just pull a little gap after Fury had a bit of a slow moment through the chicane. Dan is just a sitting duck behind them, isn't he, with that fuel load? Just cannot do anything as Keegs outbrakes himself in the hairpin. And thank you, Mama, for the carrot, says Fury as he takes P4.
Yeah, he did. Fury would be loving that one. He's now got to try and make up that. He's got to make up over 3 seconds to try and get onto the back of Nick Lavilla and reduce the deficit. But Lucas Roth isn't going away here.
No, he's not going away. The homeboy, the local lad, if you will, needed to get off his phone at work because he was texting today. But Fury's gone wide out of Leslie's, as did Dan there, and that has gifted Keegs an opportunity to get back into P4. And I tell you what, if you're Jay, you're sitting pretty in the lead at the moment, 1.5 to whoa, Lucas Roth on 2 wheels, and he's on his side in the gravel trap, lands on the wheels. And that was a real heart in your mouth. He's trying to attack it like he's Rory Butcher and Gordon Shedden, the Scottish drivers who really launch over these curbs. And that was a little too much, and I imagine his dad, Welchie, has had a good giggle as he comes past him and he's on two wheels in the gravel trap.
Yeah, that was a bit too much curb there, and he now drops down to 11th. In the last minute is Craigie. He seems to be struggling a bit with his truck as well. She just runs it a little bit wide, but he's not too far off the back of Dan. Dan really struggling. That Astra not liking this track whatsoever.
We've heard Kelly say in the past that I can't wait to set the Renault and the McLaren on fire. I've got a feeling that Astra might be going to Kelly's bonfire yard and being set alight as well, because I speaking to Dan, he can't wait to get out of it.
Yeah, he's only got to wait until about 9:30 to get out of it. And Flavin now up into 6th place after Welchie made a mistake. So I don't know whether you remember, Matt, the incident with Paul O'Neill at that corner.
Yeah.
Back in 2013, I think it was him and Nick Foster, and Nick set the car on fire.
I do remember that one. It was a bit of a scary moment as well. It's down on lap 8, they start now. Jay's got a 2-second lead over Cobb. Cobb's about 3 seconds up the road from Nick de Villa. He's 4 seconds up the road from Fury, and Fury's 3 seconds up the road from Dan at the minute. Welshie and Emplava really trying to get on the back of Dan here. Dan in the 51s, look, everybody around him's in the 50s. Just has no pace, does it?
No, Dan doesn't have any pace whatsoever. Maybe he's trying to look after his tyres for later in the races. Ooh, I thought he got onto the gravel there. He does touch the gravel this time, and that Mercedes is going to get ever closer in his rearview mirror. He
is indeed, as Gary and Smoky Devil coming out of the hairpin corner. Gary getting ever so closer in Smoky Devil's mirror, the second of the Scottish drivers out there, because Welchie leads the Scottish drivers away. For WRSCJ, though, he has extended his gap to Cobb at the minute. 2.8 seconds is the gap now, and Gary and Smoky, I saw coming down Duffin's dip there, both around. And that's John Boy through, and that's Keegs to pass his fellow Scottish compatriot as he locks up and Smoky Devil has a look back. But Gary then is having a nightmare race. What's happened to Emplava as well? She's got past him.
They're side by side at the minute. And they're side by side as they come down towards us. You think, who's going to have the bigger break? Well, is going to go very deep. Is Emplava going to get back up the inside? No, he goes to the beach, he gets in the gravel.
Yeah, well, she broke that late. He was going into yesterday. He was braking so late there as Keegs trying to hold off Smoky Devil in the background. And for Welchie now, a chance to attack the back of Unorthodox in this race. And how many times has he been able to say that? He'll be loving this. The fact he's up in P6 and fighting. Oh, he's not going to love that. Although well held, Welchie.
Yeah.
It's not the quickest way around Knockhill, but it's effective.
No, so you get a bit of a slide as you come through there as Emplava gets on the gravel. It's just allowing Dan just to get up the road a bit. Now, is Dan going to be thinking, well, at the minute, Dan would not run 100 litres for race 2, but if he dropped back behind these two, he'd be able to qualify for race 2.
He would indeed. He needs to be top 6, cannot qualify for race 2. 11 minutes to go in this race, but this would eliminate Dan and John Boy. 3 people it won't eliminate is Fury, Cobb and Jay. And Cobb's lead will extend to Fury, but it'll be closed by Jay at the minute. Fury on a mission to catch on the back of Nick de Villa. Out front, that gap's now down to 3 seconds as Welshie getting closer and closer to the back of Unorthodox and Emplava following.
Yeah, so they won't be too long before Welshie is on the back. Emplava just a little wide every time through that corner. And Welshie now seems to be defending a little.
He does a little bit. He's just defending on the back of Dan then. On the back of Emplava, sorry. As Dan just now able to stretch his legs a little bit more. And like you say, Dan will be getting rid of that 100 litres of fuel. So what can he do without it? That'll be the biggest question. He'll be looking for a second race win here in the touring cars, that's for sure. Now, Jay's had a bit of a pull out last time around. Was some 6/10 slower than Cobb. So has he just ran wide somewhere?
Yeah, he must have done. So Nick de Villa and Fury aren't getting much closer. They're all running identical laps. Welshie And then Plava's going to have a look up the inside here. That's not a place to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could tell who's raced at Knockhill and who hasn't, because that is not a place to overtake Emplava. He's going to give it a good look, is the Latvian, but no go there. And it's all a learning curve, isn't it, this season, these tracks for Emplava? It's, like you said earlier, Jamie, it's not really a place where he's probably come to a lot, Knockhill. So it's all learning for him in race 1.
No, say all of this week is probably been a bit of a learning curve for him. Say he's done Silverstone Classic in the touring cars before, but he's never done Silverstone Classic in the GT3s before, which is a different kettle of fish in itself.
It is indeed, then, as over the hill they come, and Welshie really close to the back of Dan now, and down Duffin's dip for the 13th time in this race. He's having a look into Leslie's, no go there, and now they come through back up to the chicane, Jamie. Dan just stretches his legs through that part. Wow, Welshie's gone really wide there.
Yeah, he's near enough in the spectator bank. As you say, no one can overtake on that corner. I've thought back, I think it was about 2005, 2006, Matt Neal and Jason Plato around there when Matt Neal, I think Plato tried to spin him round through there.
Plato, yeah.
And Matt Neal called him a pig.
Yvonne Muller playing silly games with a damaged VXR, and Matt Neal gaining on him, and yeah, Jason Plato tried to spin him round.
I think it might have been 2004, because I think it was I think he was driving the Seat Toledo.
Yes, I believe you're right, because I think it wasn't the year that he won Matt Neal won the championship, and that was 05. So yeah, you might be right with that one, Jamie. As
Ooh.
Sorry, apologies. You're just going to have to talk us through this. We've got some inappropriate comments being posted.
Welshie had a slide coming through the corner. Dan's went into the gravel. Emplava followed him, and Welshie's now got up into 5th place, and Dan's dropped down to 6th. So he's going to try to get that position back. But yeah, that was a bit messy coming through there. All 3 of them making a mistake, and John Boy, whilst these 3 are making a mistake, John Boy and Smoky Devil are all closing in.
Now, Lucas Roth must have made another mistake, because he's last, and some way last as well. Nick de Villa a lot slower than Fury last time around. So Fury trying to close that gap, but every lap that goes by, every minute and second that tick by, Fury is losing out to Cobb in this race. The bad thing for Fury as well is he won't be able to qualify, and he will have to run 100 litres of fuel at the moment. Welshie, though, the lead Scotsman, and up in P5 in this championship. In this race, sorry.
Yeah, but Dan looks like he's got a run. Is Welshie going to position himself to the inside? The McGann's got better straight line speed. Dan looking to the inside, but Welshie firmly slams the door shut in his face. Dan's going to try and go late on the brakes. Welshie gets the car stopped beautifully. But
yeah,
is Dan going to get the run? And what's Emplava going to do? Neither of them can get the run in that. And that Mercedes in the background of Emplava gets closer and closer.
And it does get closer and closer, and John Boy's getting closer and closer as well. He's getting bigger and bigger in these mirrors, and here as well, she gets Duffin's dip all wrong and has to cut across it. Yields the time there, look, but in yielding the time has kind of put Dan, right, okay, I'm going to give my time up right on this part of the corner. And there's Emplava to put the pressure on Orthodubs, who's all sideways through the chicane, and now has Emplava right on the back of him.
Yeah, he does it. That's
John Boy attacking the curb on 2 wheels. Not as bad as Keegs, but really attacking it. Dan now to Welshie. Welshie's got the door closed, and this is the typical touring car thing to do. You've got to outsmart the driver coming into the hairpin, and has Dan got a better run? Welshie's had a wiggle on exit. Now looks to defend Emplava. Emplava's got the run on the pair of them. Smoky Devil's had a moment as well, and we are 3 abreast. A flash of the lights from Welshie. Emplava's up the inside. Dan has to be the one to back out of this, surely. Welshie squeezes and squeezes, and somehow stays in front, and then Emplava gets in front of Dan, and now John Boy's come to play.
Yeah, John Boy was having a look down the inside there, but Dan managed to keep the position. Jay, though, has gone out front. He's near enough 5 seconds to the good. Now that's Emplava running away.
What has happened to Cobb? Sorry, Jamie. What happened to Cobb last lap? A 51.8. That is a poor lap from him. Even Fury, a 51.7. Poor lap from him. Is hit now. We're 3 wide again, but it's a different part of the track, and it's 2 Mercedes-Benz, and it's Dan. We're no longer 3 wide, but John Boy, does he still have a sniff of a nose up front? No. Him and Dan go the opposite way to what Emplava does, and nobody makes contact. But now, look, we've got Smoky Devil here to have a little bash.
Yeah, well, she's now trying to make good his escape whilst Empire was defending from Dan and John Boy, and John Boy is trying his hardest to get past that Astra.
4 minutes 58 seconds left to go. And Dan, John Boy, and Plava Welshie Smoky Devil having a great little scrap here. Out front, though, Nick the Villa is only 2 seconds ahead of Fury now as Dan really attacks the chicane. John Boy thinks, I don't fancy that second curb. Dan all over it. Now let's see this part of the track. Dan again and John Boy attacking the curbs. The gap, though, to Nick the Villa and Fury, that's just over 2 seconds. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that gap coming down because that could mean a lot as John Boy to the outside of Dan. You've got to outsmart your competitors at this corner.
He's going to try and go around the outside Dan.
Is he? Or has Dan got the run on then? Plava here. We'll have to see when they come over the brow of the hill. Dan still definitely has pulled out. I don't think has got the run on Plava. No, John Boy, though, trying to go right round the outside of Dan as they come down the hill to start lap 19. And Dan tucks back in behind John Boy. No straight line speed in that Astra. He's hurting Dan here.
Yeah, he's having a look down the inside. But he's got to be careful. What's happened to Jay last lap? The gap's at 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, Jay's had a problem somewhere. Let's see his lap time as he crosses the line. He was in the 50s. Wow, big off somewhere then, Jamie. A 54.4. Let's just go on Jay's car.
Hold on. Dan's got past Emplava.
Yeah, well, just wait a minute. Dan has got past Emplava, so has John Boy then, and Smoky Devil's going to have a look. When we get a minute, we'll check Jay's car to see if he's got any damage. But what racing? Smoky Devil's going to have a look at Ascend It manoeuvre, a late pull-out, and Ascend It. These two GT3 teammates, no teammates in the touring cars. So Smoky Devil up through past Emplava, and he is really here to play. The Scotsman really knows where to send it on these parts of the tracks, and has done that just perfectly on Emplava there.
He has. There was no show that they were teammates there as Smoky Devil shoveled Emplava out wide as he wants to hunt down that Astra. Will now jump onto Jay.
No damage that I can see here. Car looks well intact.
Yeah, car looks intact. I wonder whether he made a mistake because his tyres have gone off.
Yeah, potentially so. Now, what has happened to Keegs? He's off and parked up, it looks like. So that's a shame. He's parked up here. So that'll be 12th place for him as he's now a lap down. But yeah, I wonder what happened there. Emplava has just started to drop off the back, though, of this whole gaggle of cars at the minute. And that is not what Emplava wants. What's his fuel like? As we'll check that in a minute. John Boy to the outside of Welshie, down towards turn 1. Can't get it done. What is Emplava's fuel? Is he having to lift and coast? No, he should be fine.
He's on 2.3 litres. He might be in a bit of trouble.
A spot to bother then with 2 minutes to go. That's a good couple of laps as Welshie's so wide he must be going back to Dundee, and John Boy's through, and Welshie can just come on just ahead of Dan. Welshie's now got to hunt John Boy down once again, and Dan finds himself, he might not like the Astra, but he's got to be loving this scrap.
He has. He's got to be loving this scrap. As Smokey's going to look down the inside, he's going to get a bit boxed in by Welshie. Smokey's on the inside.
Great move.
Yeah, Smokey could have quite easily shoveled him out wide, but no. And Smokey has got the job done. He's off into 7th front. Emplava's right on the back again. So Dan could end this race down in 9th, and Fury is...
Yeah, Fury's right now on the back of Nick the Villa, and we'll start to feel the benefits of the slipstream here. So Fury will have to keep an eye on this, because this will mean a lot. He'll still lose out to Cobb, but nowhere near as many points. Fury, 2 tenths quicker last lap. This time around, though, that gap as well is still coming down slowly as Dan's up the inside of Welshie now, and Dan gets a piece of Welshie and thinks, thank you, I'll have that spot back, thank you very much. Now Emplava's going to have a look at doing the same thing.
Smokey done Welshie as well, so Smokey's now the top Scottish driver. As Welshie looks down the inside, is he going to shuffle Dan wide? He's got, so, but is he going to have the run? He's got the better straight line speed than Flat McCann. They're still side by side.
Yeah, Dan's actually got a bit further in front than what I was expecting. As Jay does a 50.000 as Welshie gets it stopped into turn 1 and is back ahead of Unorthodox. And as they come into turn 3 now of Leslie's, after the late great David Leslie. What a touring car driver he was. Welshie stays ahead of Dan, then up the chicane, and on we can go. Last 20 seconds of the race. The leaders then will not get another lap in, and crucially Fury has got ahead of Nick the Villa. So this is the final lap. What a time to do it.
Yeah, what a time to do indeed. Yeah, oh, he's run wide though. Is this going to be... Nick de Villa's back into third place.
Nick de Villa then back through as Fury makes one little mistake, but we've got to go on board this man. We'll come back to Fury in a moment, but this man qualified on pole. He's going to take the first race win of the evening, and crucially, what's happened to Smokey? He's in the pit lane.
Is he? He's run out of fuel.
He's out of fuel, Smokey Devil. What a shame, but Jay is going to win, and he's going to put pressure on Cobb, who comes home for a great second place. Where's Fury then? He's not past Nick de Villa, and Nick de Villa might have just dropped out of this title hunt, but has not helped Fury at all there. Fury finishes down in fourth place. It's going to be John Boy, who's well clear of the rest now, to finish P5 at least. I think Craig E crossed the line a lap down in 11th place.
Yeah, I think he has to. But John Boy was going for the pits. Lucas Roth now retires as well, and John Boy comes across the line for 5th. Welshie across the line for 6th. Dan for 7th. Emplar for 8th. Gary 9th, and Craig had finished lap down indeed.
So Welshie then will not be able to qualify in this race. Crucially there. What that does mean is that Craig did get ahead of Smokey Devil, so Craig would finish 10th, which means Smokey Devil will finish all the way down in P11. What a shame for him. We're going to be right back. You've got the fastest lap of the race, actually. I think, look at that, 50 point dead. It was Jay. So Jay has taken a clean sweep to closing this gap. We're going to be right back in about 5 minutes' time.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket. Couldn't think, wrap my
Getting hype when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Be closer. 8 points separate the top three. But Fury's no longer second. That has gone the way of Jay, who's nicked that second place from Fury and is 4 points behind Cobb. It is all to play for in this second race. We've got the top three, I do believe, in the chat. I know Nick left a moment ago. Is he back? No. So we will start with Cobb. And Cobb, 4 points between yourself and Jay, 8 between yourself and Fury. Couldn't be closer.
You couldn't write it, could you?
How was that first race for you?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, obviously I know that behind me there was a bit of trouble with Nick and Fury, so that was a bit of breathing space, but then Jay's just so consistent around here and he's really quick, so it was more just trying to keep with him but making sure I kept second. So.
5 points, the difference between first and second, but he also took the 2 bonus points of pole and the fastest lap, so you've kind of got to beat him in this race.
I do, yeah, but starting from where we are at the back, I mean, who knows what's going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, I'm going to change a couple of things on myself and just, yeah, we'll see. It's
been a great season for yourself, though. You've took a couple of wins, you've had your highs, you've had your lows, 3 wins this season. It's been fantastic to see. Shame it's coming to an end.
Yeah, it is. It's been great. Obviously, the whole championship, and obviously you guys have done a great job with organising it. And yeah, it's been really enjoyable to be part of, and I'm sure that obviously anything else in the future I'll be part of that too. Race
2 then, you start ahead of Fury, but just behind Jay. What's the plan?
Try not to get in any contact, keep it clean in the first lap, and then see where we are at the end of that.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy. Go and get him.
Thank you very much, mate. Take care. Ta-da.
Yeah, we've got Jay in as well, and Jay, we said off air, your form in the last 5 races, 4 wins and a 3rd place, and that's the kind of form that gets you in this position to be winning a title.
Yeah, I'm not overconfident at the moment. Still, I'm still on the edge at the moment because you don't know what can happen in the second race.
That's it. It was a great race up until one moment. We didn't see it on the stream, but you made a little mistake. What happened?
Thanks for pointing that out. I sort of got a bit overconfident going through the chicane. Clipped the chicane a little bit wrong and got a little bit of a sneak on.
A bit nervous then to see Cobb gain on the back of you?
Yeah, because I knew once he caught me up, that was it. We were going to be attached near enough to the end.
You start just ahead of him. It's going to be P9 for yourself. What's the game plan? Because you only need to finish in front of him here.
Well, preferably get the fastest lap if I could.
Yep.
And try and stay ahead of Cobb. But nobody knows, do they? That's the trouble.
Yeah.
It's so hard to overtake.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy. Go and get him.
Cheers.
And, yeah, good luck for race 2.
Cheers, mate.
Jamie, 2 drivers there that are very, very happy with their performance. Obviously, the top 6 can't qualify. We've lost Lucas Roth from this final race, so it will be Gary, Smoky Devil, Craig, Emplava and Dan to qualify. Gary's not setting the timing screens alight, and Smoky Devil has a grid penalty, but for Dan, it's a pole position and maybe an extra point to catch Nick de Villa, who in this championship, Cobb leads 4 points ahead of Jay, 4 points ahead of 8 points ahead of Fury. Nick de Villa cannot win the championship. He's 39 behind. Dan is only 4 points behind Nick de Villa, though. John Boy's in 6th. He's 10 points clear of Craigie, with Gary some 11 points behind Craig. Smoky Devil is 11 behind Gary, with Emplava in 10th place. Welshie's got above Lucas Roth for 11th and 12th. The bottom part stays as it is. And Jamie, we saw a cracking race 1. We've got to be in for something similar race 2.
Hey, we've got to be in for a cracking race 2. That midfield battle is absolutely exceptional, and hopefully we can have something like that to end the season off. I think that's Craig coming to line first. It's half of the time has gone in qualifying. Craig doesn't improve. What about Emplar? He just needs a 10th. Can he put it on the pole? No, he cannot. I think Smokey is next. He's 7/10 up, so he could put himself right at the front. Very close between these. 9/10 between.
Yeah, 9/10 of a second between them. Jiff is in the chat. Great racing and great commentary. Thank you very much for your kind words. The Smoky Devil does set a new fastest lap. That's quickly beaten by Unorthodox by 0.3 of a second. Gary then moves up into P3 ahead of Emplava. And it's Emplava and Craigie, the next two that will cross the line. But Smoky Devil will drop behind Gary. And you have to say that if Gary's on the front row of this grid, Gary could disappear into the distance.
Yeah, he'll be at the border by the time Dan's at turn 1.
Now, question that we had the other week. Do you need a passport to get to Scotland for domestic travel?
I think there's only one man who can answer that. Unfortunately, he's not racing.
There is only one man that can ever answer that question, and that is that Bozzy boy, and we hope to see him out on track tomorrow night. But Smoky Devil, then, as Dan and Emplava both leave the pits, Smoky Devil comes to set another time as Craig couldn't improve. 0.8 of a second separate these top 5. It is that close. No improvement for Smoky. What about Gary just behind him? He comes to the line. He needs to find 0.5 of a second. He finds 2 of them and gets himself crucially on that front row.
He does. Well, he would have been on the front row anyway. Who have we got coming to the final?
Craig.
It's Craig. Craig not had the best of nights.
No, been a bit poor for Craig by his standards, and he'll want to bounce back in this second race then as he comes to the line, 0.8 down, finds it again. Just a couple of tenths, puts himself P4. Smoky Devil is in a bit of a predicament here as Emplava, and if Craig and Emplava get quicker and get on the back of Smoky, he could be finding himself P6 amongst the non-qualifiers with his grid penalty. Emplava, I do believe, him and Dan are on an outlap. So I think it is Smoky Devil's time that we're going to keep our eye on. Yeah, him and Dan on an outlap. Smoky Devil now goes pole position and puts it back 0.7 of a second. What about Gary 131 as the track's getting quicker? Gary goes up to second place by half a tenth to Smoky Devil. So he'll be on provisional pole.
Yeah, and Dan will be on the second row of the grid. Whereabouts is Dan? Craig at the final corner. Can he gain about 0.7 of a second? It's very close between the top 3.
The track getting quicker, Jamie.
Yeah, now Smokey's got Dan.
I think.
Dan.
Oh,
yeah, Dan's backed off. Emplava's gone a bit deep. He's 10th up. What can Smoky Devil do? Can he go any quicker? Can Dan put himself back on the front row? What can Gary do? Gary, I think, got on the gravel there. Smoky doesn't go any quicker, and Dan didn't go any quicker. What about Gary? Gary's going to come to the line. No improvement. No improvement from any of them then. Here comes Craig E. as he now tries to get to the... sorry, Jamie, we've just had again another messages from that same people, so just take us through it. Yeah, so Craig now coming to the line. Smokey's in the pit, so is he thinking he's done for the session, that he's got enough? Craig comes across the line, he doesn't improve. Next car across the line, I think, is going to be that of Unorthodox, and he's down on his time, and he outbrakes himself quite a bit going through there. Yep, the bot has been reported, Fiore. I can't just ban him, but it has been reported and will be continued to be removed. So, Smokey in the pits, no improvement. Gary to the line, no improvement. And Plava had an off, as Jamie said, no improvement. But everybody gets another lap. Smokey can come back out. I think Welsh tried to ban them as well. I don't think, though, that Smokey is going to come back out, Jamie. Have we checked it is a one-place grid penalty? Let's have a look. It is a one-place grid penalty. It is just one, then. Craigie ahead of Emplava. Needs 0.6 of a second to get ahead of Dan. Was well down on his time last time around then. So it is going to be Dan who sets the pace next time around. He's currently down on his sector time by nearly 0.2 of a second. And he only needs 1.5 tenths, Jamie, doesn't he, to get that P1? He does, but he only needs Yeah, you need about a tenth to get P1, even if he goes P2.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Emplava, what can he do? He improves and goes above Craig.
Goes above Craig, half a second off the pole time of Smoky Devil. Smoky Devil now has completed qualifying. He will not get another lap in. Craig, though, should get one final run at this. It is a long run out the hairpin to the start line, so Craig should just squeeze in one final lap. As the other two have got another lap in. Gary has gone to the pit, so no improvement. Craig improves by 1/100th of a second and has backed straight out of it. Not enough fuel. Here comes Dan.
He's down on his time, but not a lot. He's got to get this chicane perfect. He's got a good drive out the corner. He's got low fuel. He might be able to. He's not going to get another lap in. He's going to come to the line just at the wrong moment. Comes across the line.
No improvement. What about Emplava then? Half a second. Sorry, down.
And Emplava.
He did improve, but stays P4. So it will be Gary to take the pole position. Jamie, for the final time this season, talk us through the grid.
So, Smoky Devil qualifies on pole position, but with a one-place grid penalty that promotes Gary 131 onto pole position. And Unorthodox in third, Emplava fourth, Craig E in fifth, and then Nick Laville, the first of the non-qualifiers, in sixth. John Boy in seventh, Welshie in eighth, Jay in ninth, Cobb 10th, Fury 11th. So the three that can win the title right at the very back.
And you couldn't write it, could you? 8 points separate the top three. 4 if you're Jay and Cobb. 8 if you're Fury to Cobb. And Jamie, who is your money on in this second race?
I'm going to put my money on Smoky Devil.
I've got to back my teammate on a Thursday night. I think Gary from that position should leave everybody in the dirt and take off with it. That puts Gary 10 points behind Craig E. Can he get that job done, and can he make sure that he is able to finish inside the top 7? Don't forget, GT3's Pro-Am and Pro, hopefully this week, provided on enough drivers being able to turn up. Otherwise, that'll be postponed. A lot of people at Goodwood this week. F2 starts on Sunday. No Jamie Brasier, but it'll be PN Motorsport. Unorthodox will be on that track. I'll be bringing you the action live. I'll get to commentate on Jamie. It's been a while. And then we'll be back. We won't be back next Tuesday night, actually, because this is the final round of the season. And we're ready to go. But we do have ACC coming soon, and I'm sure there will be plenty of talks of another Touring Car Championship coming very soon. But for the final time this season, it's green and go, and Gary gets an absolute blinding start. But I bet you didn't predict that one, did you? In the background, though, Fury looks like he's got the run on Cobb. As Dan side by side with Smokey. I think just cut Smokey's nose off a little bit there, but Smokey gets through all cleanly. And in the background, Cobb does fall behind Fury. Crucially, there's a car between him and Jay. Fury trying to push Jay through past Welshie. As Jay's trying to get past him, Fury trying to get past him. A wobble from all three of them. And somehow everybody, Jamie, up the chicane, stays on track.
Yeah, everyone stayed on track, and Fury is looking very racy on this opening lap. Jay tried to get past Welshie coming through chicane, didn't work.
That's Nick the Villa looking up the inside of Craigie, who gets a big wallop in the back from John Boy, and somehow John Boy holds it all together, and they're all still through cleanly. Gary leads from Dan, from Smokey, from Emplava across the line. Then it's Craig, Nick the Villa, John Boy, Welshie. Fury, though, crucially to the outside of Jay, needs to be in front of Cobb a little more than what he is, needs to be in front of this man as well. Can't do so down Duffin's dip. They come for the second time in the final race of the season, and it is all patient as you go if you Jay and Cobb.
Yeah, it is indeed. They're all. Fury doesn't look the patient.
Oh, Jay! Huge moments on the outside of the gravel. How has he not put that in a wall?
He's managed to save that brilliantly, but he's dropped behind Fury. But Cobb's now got the run on Fury.
Cobb, the championship leader, side by side with Fury, his biggest rival. He's sat behind the pair of them, and towards the hairpin they come, and it's all going to be on the inside. And Cobb, job done. He didn't play to Fury though. Oh, Jay gives him a bit of a wallop in the rear, and that stops the momentum of Fury going on the inside of Cobb.
Yeah, it does indeed. I think Jay said in the interval he always gets damage in race 2. and he's probably going to have damage again.
He does there. Cobb then past Fury. Fury looking back at him down. Duffin's dipping in towards Leslie's. And Fury set him up an absolute kipper. And job done up the inside. And Cobb's in the gravel and Jay's through. The championship leader is now behind by some margin to both of his drivers. We have lost Keegs. That was Nick the Villa rejoining then. We did lose Keegs. Let's go to the front of the pack. Dan is right on the back of Gary. In fact, might be having a look at Gary. He is up the inside of the hairpin. And the Astra in the final race leads coming out the exit, but Gary should have the momentum. Fury's got past Welshie in the background. We'll just stay with this momentarily. Dan and Gary, job done. Look at Fury though, Jamie in the background. He's past Welshie.
That was Jay getting past Welshie.
No, Welshie's got Jay's got past him as well, but Fury already got the move done then. As Smokey now looking to attack Dan, the lead Scottish driver.
Dan had a massive slide coming down. Duffin's dip had managed to keep
Oh,
it.
Gary! Ever so wiggly through the chicane and on the gravel. John Boy and Nick the Villa having a good scrap behind, as well as Plover's back up in that top four. He was fourth in race one for a while. Sorry, he was third in race one, if you remember, Jamie, for a while, and lost out. And Dan just being able seems to catch Gary. Gary's car seems a little slidey at the moment, and through the hairpin they come. You just sense now that Gary's going to pull away. As Fury still leads from Jay. Fury's on the back of Nick the Villa. Their battle resumes from race one.
Cobb's now got past Welshie as well, so Cobb is just following Jay. What he needs to do. Dan right up the curve. He's attacking like mad. Oh, he's got a very wide there, so that's going to give Smokey a run, but he can't overtake through there. But he's going to try.
Oof. Smokey having a look left, right and centre up the chicane and through the turn 4 corner. As Fury then you see in the background, look, right on the back of Nick the Villa, but goes in the gravel a little bit, and this will allow Jay to gain a bit more time on the back of him. The question is, Fury, look at that, a 49.7 from Fury on the last lap as Cobb now gets past Welshie, and anything that Jay and Fury need to do, Cobb needs to do as well, because as it stands at the minute, Jamie, let me work this out, just talk us through what's happening.
So Fury trying to get a run on Nick the Villa here. Personally battled with most of race one. Dan's now dropped off Gary and into the clutch and Smokey Devil. So Dan has a massive wiggle. Smokey's looking up the inside and Smokey gives him a whack up the rear.
As it stands then, Jamie, at the minute, before fastest lap is calculated, everything would stay as it is. So it's not enough for these boys to change anything at this moment in time. Fury and Jay need to make up some more places and keep Cobb behind them.
Yeah, they do. As Nick the Villa's gone round, so Jay and Fury have got...
Yeah, Jay and Fury have got another place each there. Now, was that more contact or what happened? Not too sure, but Fury now on the back of Craig E. As again...
Fury looks like he's at the inside of Craig there. He's about to get... He's already got 6th place down towards turn 1, and Fury's got the job done. Now Jay's got to try and look to get past as well. He's putting more cars between him and Cobb. Cobb isn't on the back of Nick the Villa yet.
He is indeed. Fury then past Craig E, and that puts another car between him and Cobb. That's Smokey Devil, who's had a big moment after the chicane and is just rejoined in 3rd place. Jay now looking up the inside of Craig E. Can't get the move done. Patiently waits once again. But you're right, 3 Cobbs between Fury and Craig now. And Jay just needs to stick with Fury. He needs to put cars between himself and Cobb. Can he get past... Craigie, nod at the hairpin, looks for the better drive out the corner, and I think has just got a nose alongside, has to avoid Craig coming off the curb. And Jay tucks in behind. He's seeing Fury drive into the sunset, but let's just double check here. Jay on the full fuel, yeah, Cobb on the full fuel. Yeah, Fury is. What about Nick the Villa as well? Nick the Villa is, and Cobb? Yeah, Cobb is as well, so all running the full fuel.
Yeah, and Cobb's now on the back of Nick the Villa. So Jay has got past Craig as well. And Fury is on the back of John Boy.
Fury is on the back of John Boy, and they've had their ding-dongs this season, haven't they? Can Fury get the job done? He's then got Emplava and Smoky Devil really close up the road, but Dan has dropped Smoky Devil after Smoky Devil's mistake. Nick the Villa's made a mistake, and this could invite Cobb through, and does invite Cobb through. Cobb will have the inside line for the hairpin. That is job done. Welshie's coming as well here, and for Cobb, it's up another place. That means Fury and Jay, have got to work harder. Fury to the outside of John Boy here then. Can he make it stick? It's probably not going to work around the outside, and gives John Boy a bit of a tap up the rear as they come down the hill. Has he set him up for turn 2? No, he hasn't.
John Boy defended that very well. Oh, it's Emplava and Smokey going side by side. Has Emplava got the position? No, Emplava's run wide. That gives Fury another position.
That gives Fury another position, and it might give Jay a look up the inside, who can see Fury getting through, and Jay as well gets up another place. So that is again 2 cars between Fury and Jay to Cobb, which is not what Cobb wanted to see. He's got to catch the back of Craig E there, look, and Fury looking on John Boy as John Boy looks on Smoky Devil. Jay looks to the outside of Fury, tries to maybe get a cutback. He gets the better drive than Fury, but Fury blocks him off.
Yeah, Jay's still there though. Fury's got to give him the run. Jay's going to be there. Is the damage going to hurt him? It looks like it has, just so Fury manages to stay in front just for now.
Yeah, just for now. And Emplava probably lost out from overtaking in the wrong spot again. Cobb still hasn't got past Craigie in the background, you can see. And at the minute, anything Fury does, Jay follows. He's got past Craig now because Craig's off in the gravel in the background. So Cobb has 1 car between them, and that 1 car is Emplava. Fury right on the back of John Boy now, and he's really hassling him, but Jay's also hassling the back of Fury. Surely John Boy's got to go defensive because he's not close enough to Smoky Devil. Jay's already pulled out behind Fury. He's got to brake a bit earlier than Fury. Tries to get the traction out. He's got to have a run on Fury. Gets right alongside him as Fury had to be a bit slower because of John Boy, and now John Boy is blocking the path of Jay. Has he got a nose alongside Fury enough? I think he has, you know. Fury tries to come across him, and Jay has to get out of that, lift off the throttle.
I think Fury had spun John Boy round there. Jay's going to try and look around the outside. Not going to work there. He's not going to get the run there. Dan is close within a few. Is close right up on going for the race, but we'll stay here because this is for the championship.
Dan's got past Gary. Dan has just got past Gary 131 then, so I don't know what's happened to Gary. He must have ran wide somewhere. Here comes Gary then. Must have been at the chicane, Jamie, I wonder, as Gary back into the lead of this race. Let's go back to Fury and Jay. What is happening back down there? Jay once again choosing that wide line and maybe to cut back underneath. He does this time. Fury can't get past John Boy because Jay's now up the inside. Cobb's lost a lot of momentum on Emplava, and Jay now more side by side with Fury. No, he's not, as Fury pulls out, and now he's going to look up the inside of John Boy into turn 1. And is that job done for Fury? Oh, a tap from John Boy, a wiggle from Fury, and Jay's going to look up the inside of John Boy as well, and that's a position for Jay, and Fury and Jay both get through.
Yeah, they do indeed. Jay had a massive wiggle coming down Duffin. So
Fury's wide, and this gives Jay an opportunity. Cobb's also wide, and that could put 3 cars between them, and Jay is ahead of Fury. Dan's also back past Gary, and Fury's going to be looking each way till Sunday to get past him on the way down to the hairpin with just under 10 minutes remaining. Cobb now has 3 cars between his closest championship rival.
Yeah, all Jay's got to do now is just defend from that again. Fury's going to look to the inside because I think he's got the better straight line speed. Jay's going to let him have it. Gary's got back into the lead of the race as well. Jay's now going to look for the cutback down Duffin's dip.
Down Duffin's dip. No, doesn't get it into Leslie's. They come, and Jay, I think, just has to really stick with Fury, but he wants them extra cars between himself and Cobb not able to catch on the back of Emplava or John Boy here at all, who are right on the back of this battle between Jay and Fury at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Now, are they going to show any remorse for the championship battle? Emplava launching himself up the curve, and that could give a position to Cobb here, but I think he's got back to racing speed. He defends the inside. Now, Jay is looking to the outside. I reckon Jay is hoping that Fury can pull him alongside. Top
2 side by side, coming on to lap 14. Gary just stays in. Jay gave Fury a bit of a whack, if you remember, Jamie, lap 2 or 3. I wonder if Jay's carrying a bit of aero damage from his little tap on the back, as Emplava's dropped down to 9th place now, so Cobb has gained another place. And Jamie, just talk us through it at the minute while I work out the current standings once again.
Yeah, Nick has now got back past Templar. Now, what's Jay doing? He's just slowly dropping back, but I think Jay is going to try and get Fury to pull him into Smoky Devil.
At the minute, it is still not enough. Cobb will still be the champion from these drivers. Obviously, fastest lap not added to that yet because we don't know who's got the fastest lap at the moment. But Jay definitely is struggling on the straight line speed compared to Fury. And Cobb then is at the minute still in the driver's seat. But the minute we start to get close to these podium places, they're in trouble. If you're Cobb or Jay at the minute, Fury looking to try and get on the back of Smokey. I think it's when Fury's behind another car that's when Jay can catch, because I think Jay's got too much damage. That's when it's happening.
Yeah, Jay just ran a little bit wide there. Cobb ran a little bit wide, and this gives an opportunity to John Boy to get past. Jay sideways through that, as is John Boy. And Cobb is getting ever closer. Good evening to Max in the chat, and you are right. Cobb is coming as John Boy on two wheels and very, very wide through the chicane. 18 people currently watching this video at this stream. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, as Jay is losing out to Fury at the minute. Cobb's losing out to the pair of them, and Smoky Devil is catching Gary and Dan here. I tell you what, a Fury win is not off the cards yet, so Jay might need to try and pick his speed up a bit, because if Fury gets onto the back of these three, and these three start back, then Fury could take the lead and could take the championship. Fury was 1.2 seconds quicker than Jay on the last lap, so I think Jay's got some aero damage here, and it's really hurting him. As Dan then trying to get on the back of Gary. There's Fury. Look at the gap Fury has over Jay, and Cobb is coming with. Dan's also not off the table for a race win here. No, he's not off the table for a race, but we know how much Gary defended from earlier in the race, and Fury is 2.5 seconds off the back. I wonder if Dan's made any alterations, Jamie, because he looks slow down the straights last time around. Doesn't look as bad this time. I expected that BMW to just drop him. Cobb's got past John Boy, so Cobb is up into 6th place and is behind Jay now. So Jay really needs to get a wiggle on, but I think he's struggling with that damage. So I think for Cobb, the person he's got to look out for the most is Fury. It is Fury at the moment, and if you're Fury, you're going to be banking yourself some 13 points. If you're Cobb, you're getting yourself 10. Smokey, though, is very, very wide, comes on ahead of Fury at the minute. Podium on offer for Smoky Devil. He's not going to give that up lightly as he goes to look to defend here at Knockhill. This will now bring Jay back into play, you'd imagine, if Smoky Devil can defend from Fury. So even if Fury gets 3rd place, Jamie, he needs to be 2nd or above, as he's going to try around the outside. Can't get the cutback as Smoky Devil. Beautiful on the corner there. Jason Plato-esque. And this could really allow Jay and Cobb to catch Fury. Now then, Fury... He's got to keep his cool. He's got to keep his concentration. He's got to get 2nd place. He's got to get Dan if he's to win this championship. He has indeed. He's trying so hard. Smokey's wide. And that... Fury bouncing off the curbs into the side of Smokey. That, though, is job done. And that's another place. Cobb's wide at the background. And Cobb might lose out to John Boy here. No, he hasn't. Got on just in time. And Fury through then. So now he needs to hunt after Dan, because the championships is on the cards for Fury in this one. Unless Cobb can get ahead of Jay. And Cobb is quite a way back. Or is Jay going to would Jay let Cobb through to win the championship? Well, that is the question. Smoky Devil 51.5. Jay last time round a 50.1. So Jay needs to have clean laps. 4.5 minutes left in this race. Smoky Devil still on the back of Fury as Jay is on his way to try and catch these two. Cobb and Jay need to be as clean as a whistle here, because Fury is hunting down Dan, and Dan will not be an easy opponent. He's a 5-time champion at Simplay. GT5s, GTE, GT3. This will be Dan's first non-GT category, and he's not won the championship. Funny that, isn't it, eh? Dan wins in GTs but nothing else. Maybe he ought to go back to racing the GTs. Hopefully we see him in the GTs next season. But for Fury, it's all about getting on the back. He needs 2nd place. If he's listening, he knows he'll need 2nd place. Smoky Devil trying to stick with him, and Jay trying to come with him as well. Yeah, you can see how much Fury is pushing that car. He's on the power very quickly. I think there was a flash of the lights over Fury as well to signal to Dan, I'm coming, sunshine, make your own arrangements.
Yeah, Dan needs to make sure he's got his own race to run, and he'll probably want a second win in that Astra. He's not had the best of times of it, and he's not far off the back of Gary. So Dan is not going to make this easy for Fury at all.
Yeah,
and for Fury here, a little wide. Smokey's in the gravel. Oh, Jay's followed him. When Jay needed something to go wrong, it hasn't at the moment.
Yeah, he's still not far off the back, but I think he ends up in the gravel again. Now, Fury is really close on the back. 3 minutes to go. Is he going to have a look down the inside? No. Dan covers. But is that mechanic going to get dragged down the inside? No. He's going to have the better straight line speed.
He is, but it's where Dan defends, and a flash of the lights again from Fury, really putting the pressure on Dan at the minute, and this is going to test how good Fury is, because he's got to pass a 5-time champion. Dan all over the curb. Fury tries to get a run, can't do it there. Not only then, Jamie, does he have to pass a 5-time champ, he's got to pass a 2-time champ.
Yeah, Fury's having to go through there.
Jay's got past Smokey Devil. Cobb's also got past Smokey Devil. So Fury now, even second place isn't going to be enough. Fury has to win this race. At the minute, Jamie, Fury will score 15 points. Jay will score 13, and Cobb will score 11. Fury needs to in fact, second place might still be on the cards for Fury to win this championship, in fact.
Fury, Dan gives him a bit of a rub, but is that mechanic going to have the legs in a straight line? We'll see they're side by side as they come across the line. Dan's got his car in front just enough. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Is it going to be Fury or is it going to be Dan? They both try. Dan is later on the brakes, but Fury's going to try it around the outside. He's going to stick his car down the inside, but he's not quite got
Fury
enough.
needs to be careful here that he doesn't make a mistake. He's currently in the box seat, and he's still got 1:44 to go. And while ever Dan's holding him up, Jay and Cobb catching. Fury, though, has a run on Dan up the inside. He's late on the brakes. He's got the job done. He's in the gravel there, though, and Dan's now going to have the run to have a look back at Fury towards the hairpin. Fury can't close this one off. Jay can see Fury, and Dan back up into the lead. And if I know Dan here, earlier on the brakes, maybe a bit of a stop it on the apex, and he does just that, and job done. But has Fury got a nose up the inside? Has he got the cutback? This is what's going to test Fury out to be a champion. He has got alongside Dan at the moment. Down the straight they come. Fury should be back into second place. Gary's disappearing. Jay's championship's disappearing, as is Cobb's. And Fury into P3, into P2 now, is right in the box seat to win this title.
He is indeed. He's touched the gravel. Dan sees him further in the gravel. Jay is not far behind. Cobb's not far behind. Fury, what can he do in these last 2 laps?
He's going to be tried. He's going to be tested. We're going to enter the final lap in just a moment. Well, she's not had as good a race this time round. He's down in P11. Dan trying to stick with Fury, but Jay is coming, and coming fast is Jay. Fury then. Dan's going to send one, is he? No, doesn't. Thinks about it, but backs out of it in the end. Jay is gaining on the back of Dan, hand over fist, and this is really becoming an interesting battle now.
It is indeed, as we come on to the last lap of the race, and the last lap of the championship. Can Fury keep in front of Dan, or is Jay going to get the pair of them?
Gary leads by 2 seconds. Fury second from Dan, from Jay, from Cobb. Fury a little wide. Dan a little wide. Jay right on the back. Cobb was also a little wide. Jay then needs to get his third place from Dan, needs to be on the podium because he needs to find himself an extra couple of points in terms of Fury. This is the last lap. Fury little just on the curb there. Jay's going to now have a look at Dan, and it's going to be, I think, Gary, who's already had a quick flash there, who's going to win this race. Dan defending from Jay for the final podium of the season. Jay needs to tuck underneath. He needs a better run than Dan. And it's going to be Gary 131 who wins the final race of the year after putting it on pole. He wins from Fury second. The question is, what is the championship look like? Dan crossed the line for third. Jay in P4. Cobb down in 5th place. With John Boy P6. Smokey Devil down in P7.
Nick the Villa in 8th, and Bluffing like Craig in 10th, and Welshie as you said, not as good race one 11th.
Craig 10th and Plover 9th. Fastest lap of the race goes the way of Fury. So he takes fastest lap as well. And Jamie, get the top 3 in for an interview.
Yep.
While I do the magical calculations. And I can tell you now that the championship is so close. It's closer than it was after race 1.
Should I get the top 3?
Get the top 3 and hopefully Jay and... yeah, get the top 3 in the chat.
And the top 3 in the championship as well?
Well, Cobb and Jay just have to join. I don't think we invite them back. So if them two join, we'll have to wait and see. But what a job from every driver this season. What a job from Fury. And I tell you what, absolutely fantastic. Intense battles all the way. Gary's joined us now. Dan's joined us as well. We just await Fury on the podium. So while we're here, we'll speak with Dan. Dan, that was a fantastic drive. A great battle with Gary all race. And the Astra seemed a bit better race too.
Wow, after I found out this season, the Astra is better without fuel instead of 100 litres of fuel. So, I mean, that was epic racing with Gary. I always enjoy racing Gary. It just gives me reminiscence of season 3 at Silverstone. That was absolutely brilliant. I love racing Gary. And if people say you can't go side by side at Knockhill, me and Gary definitely proved it. You
had the pace. You got in front of Gary a few times there. And like you say, side by side action all the way. Are you going to your dad's bonfire yard to join the Renault, GT3 Renault and the GT3 McLaren to set your Astra on fire?
I will say the Astra is not being set on fire. I mean, it's not going to be worthy enough to go into the museum, but I mean, I did the best I could with it. It was clearly the slowest car. I fought all the way until the first race of Knockhill. Couldn't do it, so I gave it a shot.
That to me, Jamie, sounds like Dan's going to save his Astra for maybe the next touring car season.
Yeah,
yeah.
Save it for every touring car season.
I will tell you now. I enjoyed racing Gary that much, but I might head to Germany again, but not purchase an Opel. Possibly purchase a BMW.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Dan, I said on stream a moment ago, you've never actually won a championship that doesn't involve the name GT in the car title. Talk us through that one.
Arguably, I'd say the best ones are GT3s. If you win that, you know you've done well in that, because obviously that's the top guys. Me and Gary.
Yeah, I quite agree with that, Dan. I think you've nailed that on the head.
GT5s, I had nightmares of coming here, because obviously I remember GT5s here. And I was making sure I don't push any wide before Matt gets there. But GTE was given to me. Yeah, I got, well, unless you class other championships where I won LMP2, but other than that, yeah, it's weird. But no, I don't know who was champion, but whoever it was is a worthy champion for sure.
We're going to see you back on track on the F2s on Sunday night, Dan. It's been a great season from yourself. Congratulations on this season. Gary, a win for you tonight, and again, another person who can't win anything but a GT championship.
Yeah, well, just a shame I've been disconnected in a few races and I couldn't give the boys a fair BMW, but it's nice to pick up a win in the last round.
You've got to be happy, though, with a win in the last round, like you say, and maybe to come back in another touring car championship a little later on in the year and give it a proper good go again.
Yeah, I'll give that a proper good go. Hopefully we can keep a stable connection, and I might have to spend a bit of time on setup, because, again, between race and 2, I made a little tweak. Still not quicker than the top boys, but got going in the right direction anyway.
We had Silverstone Classic on Thursday for the GT3s. What can you do around there in terms of your Mercedes-Benz?
As you know, I'm struggling with the brakes with the Mercedes, but round there it doesn't seem too bad, so hopefully we can pick up some good points for the team.
Well done tonight, Gary, and Dan as well. We'll let you head off. But Jamie, 4 points separated the top 3. And Fury is the touring car champion for the first season. 2 points clear of Cobb. Jay 4 behind. He did it all in the second race, and Fury, you needed that second place desperately at the end.
Oh, mate, you got me shaking.
Congratulations, buddy. You needed that second place, and you made sure you went out there and got past Dan.
Yeah, Dan, everyone this season have been great fighters. It's unbelievable. The touring cars is such a close season championship. It's amazing, but a massive congratulations to Jay and Cobb for just being insane throughout the entire season.
I bet you didn't think after race 1 that it was you was gonna be in the fight as much in that second race, did it? I bet you didn't think you was gonna be there for the championship.
No, the setup for race 1 did not fill me with confidence at all. I was sat there saying, it's done, it's finished, that's it, it's done. And I made one tweak going into the race 2 that I didn't even test, and it helped out with straight line speed, and the speed out of the corner is so much better.
Well, congratulations on the championship, Fury. You finally got that deadline broke. You've not managed to beat Dan in the GTs, but you've got the Touring Car Championship under your belt. I know Jay and Cobb are in here. Very much commiserations to you boys as well, because you had a fantastic season.
Yeah, right now. Well done to Fury, mate. Well done, buddy.
Yeah,
that was
well
quality.
done, mate.
Well done, buddy.
guys.
That was amazing racing, mate. You did amazing, buddy. So fair play to you. The best man won.
Well.
Yeah. It was
Jay-
all fair racing in that second race.
Jay, just a quick question. Did you have damage in that second race towards the end?
Yeah, well, it was at the start, near
Yeah.
enough, because when me, Cobb and Fury were coming up the hairpin together, basically I tapped the back of Fury. It was my own fault.
Yeah.
I tapped the back of Fury, but it just caused about 3% damage, and it hindered me then.
Yeah. And Cobb, you must have been sort of really getting frustrated every time you saw Fury pass a car. Jay followed him, and you just couldn't seem to keep with them.
I was, to be honest, I made a little change to my gear ratios, and like down the straight, Fury was just mega. Like when he was coming up the inside of me, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm slow down this straight. And yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I was just playing catch up a bit. I mean, we had a really good little bit of a race at the start, and then I made a bit of a mistake. And once you get a gap here, it was really hard to watch them passing cars and me trying to play catch up. But still, really enjoyed it. It was really good, and obviously, like, you know, well done to Fury, well done to Jay. They've been everyone's been really cool this season, so well done to everyone.
Well, congratulations to you two for a cracking season. We hope to see you back for the next one as well. Massive congratulations to Fury on his first championship here at Simplay Motorsport. Jamie, final words and drive of the day.
Yeah, massive congratulations to Fury on his first championship. That was an absolutely cracking drive, cracking drive by everyone all season. Driver of the day has got to go to Jay. He done everything he could to keep his total battle alive, but unfortunately it wasn't enough in the end.
Yeah, great drive to Fury, great drive to Jay and Cobb, and a shout out to Dan and Gary as well. Smoky Devil had a better time of its second race. John Boy, Nick the Villa, and Plava, Craig, Smoky Devil, everybody that's competed, Welshie Keeks, everybody that's competed. What a fantastic effort from all of them.
I have one thing to say. Can we have Fury, Cobb, Jay, Nick the Villa all out on the McGann for next season, please?
Yeah, there we go.
I think this will be one that's going to be discussed off air. But no, massive well done to all the boys who have competed this season, including Monkey Boy, Mazda, Andy when he came in for that one race, that Buzzy Boy, Bryn, and DJ Phil as well. We'll be back tomorrow night with the GT3s round Silverstone Classic in the Pro, and myself and Dan will be live for that, and Dan and Jamie will be live on Thursday night for the Pro Series. F2 starts on Sunday, so we look forward to that one, and we'll have to wait and see when the touring cars come back, but I hope it comes sooner rather than later, because this has been fantastic. From everyone here though at Simplay Motorsport, thanks for tuning in. See you later. Good night.
Good night.
Between us, yeah, I'm gonna be